run. Good evening. My name is Martin Schweiger. I'm a patent attorney in Singapore, and I'm also a powerlifter. And today is the 14th of February 2025. It is now 8:45 p.m. night time. And it's a Friday. It was quite horrible. Because yesterday was Thursday, is my training day. I believe I even sent you an episode walking to my gym. And yesterday evening was heavy training. As now the final phase is only 1 week left to the competition, the Singapore Nationals, next week. I think I'm well prepared. I had only 5 weeks to prepare from zero. And I believe I've used my time well. There was no injury. I went up to very decent weights. It's a bit improvised. So loud. A bit improvised. And the result is that this morning I was very sore, and yesterday I did just heavy lifts. Squat. No, I don't tell you my squatted weight. Will make my competition smarter than they need to be. Still a competition, right? So you do your own lifts. Then bench press, quite heavy for someone in the 105 kg class, and deadlift, also decent. Will be fun. My body weight this morning, 107.2 kg, but that was after the breaking the fast on Wednesday night, and then yesterday having more or less normal food. And I went to bed very late because Thursday is always a horrible day. Back-to-back meetings until midnight. I show you now this. Nice, huh? Night market with fruits. Yeah. Yeah, so I believe I can make it in the 105 kg class. Probably until next week I lose another kg of fat, weight, and then with some fasting, dry fasting, wet fasting, and not drinking until after the weighing in, I should make it into the 105 kg class. At least I have really fought for it, which is a success in itself. Given that I have also a life. Anyway. My episode yesterday, 125, was about the 10 areas of life that you need to cover, or I cover, for aging strong. And the interesting thing is that these 10 areas are somehow linked with each other, which means there is a way to organize them such that it comes with a positive feedback loop, like a flywheel. If you promote one of the sectors, then another sector would also benefit from it, and then the whole thing goes faster. So it's not a negative feedback loop, as we control engineers say. But you need to think a bit what you do, and choose your activities wisely. I'll give you an example. One of the areas of life that are important for aging strong is you need to have a social life. I know people that lock themselves up after the age of 65 when they retire, and the fact is as they don't need to be social anymore, they don't care about their body and how they dress. They dress old. practically from their point of view, because you don't need so many colors, right? If you buy shirts, buy the same color, then it's easy. You have 10 shirts. And you also don't need to look so strong anymore, because nobody would care whether you look old or not. And the result being that you have a negative feedback loop. By selecting seclusion, they withdraw, they decide to not train, they become weak, and the health deteriorates, and unhappiness also. And when they meet other people, then they talk about what fills their heart. And the Bible says, what the heart is filled with comes out of the mouth. It's a very free translation. Actually, I should know it better. So when they meet other people, they talk about their illness, which makes them look even older. So they're perceived as old people by the entire environment. There's no recognition. They don't feel good. It's not fun. A positive feedback loop is you decide to stay in the workforce after you reach your retirement age. That comes with a lot of benefits for aging strong. Number one, social contacts. You force yourself to go to work daily, you have your social contacts. Easy. Then you make some extra money. No more financial problems. You can buy what you want, probably. I mean, when you're old, you don't need so many things anyway, because you look carefully what you really need, because you've thrown away so many stuff that you have bought in your lifetime. But essentially you can do what you want because you have extra income. Then mental capability. When you work, you have challenges, usually. I mean, by the customers usually, and by your colleagues. And that keeps you fit mentally. And you can make sound decisions, which for us lawyers is an important criteria to measure mental capability. Very likely, when you work, you're also tired evening time. That gives you a better sleep. Or maybe you enjoy your nap when you're in your workplace. Then you join a gym. You have the money to pay a coach. You compete. You set records. You stay relevant. Can you see the positive feedback, the flywheel that brings all the happy living together? And it's also only about your environment. Once you are together with people who are active, very likely they will also look into their health, and you can learn from them and teach them, and there's a beneficial coexistence. You're also together with younger people. So, you know already where this goes, right? Just follow me, I will give you some examples from my own life. Maybe I give you an overview of the specific topics that I address when it is about health. And yeah. They're also all interlinked, funny enough. I would like to start with diabetes. Type 2. Because I had that for quite a long period of time, not recognized. And once it was recognized, I got rid of it within only 3 weeks. And no pharmaceutical used. I can tell you a lot about that. Then high blood pressure. That was more tricky. And it's still not fully solved. But I understand now where the high blood pressure comes from. How I can measure it. That's important because even most doctors don't know how to measure blood pressure correctly. Sounds so simple, right? I mean, there are these instruments, and then you measure, and then, but all what you get is a measurement result. But is it representing the blood pressure? Very likely not. And yeah, I can also show you how to use a blood pressure meter to get an estimation of the blockage of your arteries by plaque and calcification. That's interesting. I believe you will like that one. I can tell you a lot about how to cure. Is cure the right word? maybe not, how to address a vitamin D deficiency. And that's very important because the vitamin D is necessary for so many things. So, as I said, it's interlinked. A vitamin D deficiency goes as far as even influencing your blood pressure negatively. And also your diabetes. And vice versa. Then I can talk about triglycerides, the lipid panel in your body. And how to rectify that. And again, just by adjusting the fat that you eat with your food. And also cardio exercise and strength training. Another area, we are just halfway through. I had thyroid problems that are visible in the blood picture, and I have rectified that without any pharmaceuticals involved. It also comes with the inflammation markers in your blood that are probably not good. Same as mine. Today, perfect. Number 6. Toenail fungus. You wouldn't think that toenail fungus goes back to something else, which is ultimately captured under insulin resistance, which is actually a nonsense word in itself, but the doctors love it and everybody uses it. Insulin is a hormone that drives substances from the blood into the cells. And if for some reason that doesn't work, then substances like glucose circulate in the blood in a higher level as normal. And toenail funguses love glucose. They love it dark, they love it moist, warm, and absence of oxygen. That sounds to me like a body that has problems of fat older men like myself. And it is so. Same also, you can, when you see someone with skin tags, these little things that grow out of some, all over your body. That comes with that. I can tell you that because I had that. I went for treatment and yeah, it helped. But these skin tags disappeared from alone once I addressed the other issues that I'm talking about. And it's all linked. And another area is testosterone. Doctors tell many of my peers in the same age that testosterone is a must to have, and you can supplement it by injecting it into the muscle. It's a hormone that you can buy. And I was also told, and I gave it a try, and I must say it works. I didn't need my lunch naps anymore because I was simply much more agile, lively. But when I read a bit and I found out that by doing certain things like food, cardiovascular training, strength training, you get your body into a state where it produces testosterone. And I mean, it takes a long time, so it's not really something that you can get over 2 weeks or so, or 2 months. But once you become fit again, cardiovascular strength and also flexibility, the testosterone levels go up, and so it is in my case. So I'm now normal. Could be higher probably, but no, don't need testosterone injections. Which is quite good. That brings me to another thing that you can do. I became a fasting expert over the last 6 months or so, because I do fasting twice a week, Tuesday and Wednesday, and I do both water fasting, only drinking without sugar and milk and whatever, and tea, coffee, water, and dry fasting, which is a Muslim fasting. I'm not a Muslim, but so that fasting works, and I do every Thursday between 16 and 19 hours of dry fasting. Good. I will tell you more about that. Then all about healthy food. And number one, I believe you can heal most metabolic disorders without pharmaceuticals. If you just eat the right food plus exercise, strength training, cardio, and of course flexibility training. And it's all about eating food that comes without a label and not often in restaurants. That brings me to supplements. I believe if you eat the right food, you don't need supplements. I give you an example. When I addressed my high blood pressure, I found out that the core reason why the blood pressure control doesn't work is a lack of nitric oxide in my blood. So you can measure that easily, and I recommend that you do very cheap test strips. They show you within a second whether or not you have nitric oxide in your blood. So what can you do in order to improve? You can buy supplements like L-arginine or L-citrulline, and take it. Problem is, the L-arginine, I believe, has some, if you take too much over too long time, then it comes with some side effects that I didn't experience myself, but they're there, they say. And I believe, yeah. I mean, I learned that from a supplement manufacturer. He told me, Martin, if you really want that our supplements work, then double the doses or even triple or quadruple, so until you see that they work, and then from there you develop your own doses. But don't believe what we write on the bottles. Quite cool. So that's number one. Number two, my traditional Chinese medicine doctor, he says supplements are medicine. And you don't need to take the medicine until eternity. Just take the medicine to bring the body back into a certain balance. He's so right. So you don't need L-citrulline and L-arginine for controlling your nitric oxide level in the blood. What you need is, you can eat beetroot, you can eat pomegranate, you can these two are, I believe, good enough. I like spinach. Spinach comes with nitrites. Interesting, that are converted into nitric oxide in the saliva. But you need to make sure that your mouth bacteria, the oral bacteria, are in order, and you don't kill them, as many do, with these modern mouthwashes. That's actually or the fluoride toothpaste. I found out myself. I did all the supplements and spinach and beetroot and it didn't work in my body. Reason being, because there are bacteria that convert the nitrates in the spinach and beetroot into a substance that would then be converted in the stomach with the acid into the nitric oxide somehow in the blood. So I changed the toothpaste to a non-fluoride one, and suddenly I had my blood pressure under control, more stable than before. Still a bit high, but that goes down as I lose weight. Interesting. How you can influence your health by eating the right thing. And if you have a deficit, just use a supplement, which is an enriched food stuff. It can also be synthetic, like in the case of vitamin D, it's mostly synthetic. And you bring your body back into a balance, and there you go. Now this is really a noisy place. On the right is the subway on top of, so it's a topway, and left is a 4-lane road with heavy traffic. I'm on the way from the east side of Singapore to downtown. It will be a long walk, something like 2 hours. So I have covered 9 or 10 areas. Diabetes type 2, blood pressure, vitamin D deficiency, that's number 3, triglycerides, lipids, number 4, thyroid functions, number 5, toenail fungus, number 6, and there would be a 6B, which is skin tags. Then we talk about fasting, about healthy food, that's number 8. And number 8B would be probably supplements. And then we have number 9, testosterone. And for the sake of completeness, there's also erectile dysfunction. And all these are interlinked. And you hear that from all the experts you read in the books. If you suffer from one of them, that is the canary in the coal mine, which signals that very likely there is also a problem in other areas that I've mentioned here, because they are interlinked. As sensors or signals or signs of metabolic illness or health, whatever. The absence would signal health. Yeah, we address all these. I give you deep insights. So come back. By the way, you also see Singapore in the background today, very late, because I was so immobile. But usually I do it during daytime. Just subscribe my channel here and ring the bell. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.